alive. How did I
You're
do?
alive. Go ahead, bald eagle. Did he freeze on us?
He froze. You went
Perfect
live and he
timing.
froze.
Or he's
Because there's
pranking us
that.
right now and just keeping that face. There he is. Start over again.
Oh, Aaron, you must have got a link from Joe that lets you on the back side of this. Joe, is that the one you posted?
Yeah.
That link?
So they can
Oh,
come on in with us.
that's smart.
I posted the regular. I just clicked the regular link that was there. I don't know. Maybe I had some magic or something. I don't know.
With the magic sauce,
Well,
baby.
it's not a bad thing, and if it only ends up being us, I'm down with that because I miss you, Aaron.
I'm down with that because you guys are fucking cool. I love you guys. And I
It's
saw
good
your
to-
I saw your post today that SolarCon's going to be in Vegas. That's exciting, you guys. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be fun for everybody but us because we have to learn a whole new city and venue.
Listen, well, the good news is they don't water down the beer in Vegas, so that'll help.
That will help. I'm joking. I think it's going to be super fun. In previous years, I've kind of like been very involved in SolarCon when it's going on,
Yeah,
and this year I don't want to. I just want to party and play like everyone else. So,
man, that's what I'm there for. When is it April again?
yeah, April 15th, 16th, 17th. So it's actually during the weekday and not the weekend this time.
Nice. Yeah, cool, man. I'll have to organize myself, get some April. Oh, wait, what am I doing? Hang on. Oh, yeah. I'll be back by then. I'm going home to see family in February and March, but I'll be back in April. So yeah, cool.
Ready to go?
How's Firefly Solar going up there?
Dude, we've had a pretty solid year all around, but this week after the storm, after the hurricane down here, our phone is ringing off the hook. We're our calendars are booked solid for sales appointments. Everybody wants batteries. Everybody wants everything. It's crazy. The storm here was so bad.
Oh man, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, it was nuts, man. I've never. So Friday morning, I got up at about 7:30 ish, and it was still raining, but it was just really the storm came through like Thursday night, over Thursday night, Friday morning, and so I got up around 7:30. It was still raining, but it was just starting to stop. So I kind of got out of bed at the end of the storm, and I'm like, oh, we just had a lot of rain, no big deal. I went out and walked around. There was a lot of rain. I live bunch of trees all over the place, like I live in a forest, and with solar, of course.
We know that. We love your
Oh
house.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's right. You've been here,
Beautiful property.
yeah. I live in a forest and I have solar and it doesn't produce anything because I live in a forest, but that's all right. But there were no trees falling or anything like that on the house and stuff, and that didn't particularly surprise me. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. Then I drove around a little bit later. I tried to get to the office. I couldn't get to the office because there was trees down on every road I tried. Big trees, massive oak trees and stuff. Power lines down everywhere. Honestly, it's a miracle that we didn't have anything on our house, given where we live. But it was the carnage in this area is crazy, and we're about 90 minutes from Asheville, so that Western North Carolina area that just is annihilated, and none of those people up there are thinking about solar or batteries, just thinking about surviving, getting some clean, fresh drinking water. It's crazy, but yeah, it was crazy. I've never seen anything like it.
Dude, that would be. I've seen videos and stuff. That's a trip.
Yeah, yeah. It
It's kind of
just
like when Dallas had that I think it was an ice storm, or not
yeah,
Dallas. Was it Dallas?
yeah. Well, all over Texas, I think. Yeah, a couple of years ago, everything.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
their sales went through the roof instantly.
hmm Yeah, naturally, and so they should. I mean, like, it's crazy not to prepare for these things. We've got hundreds and hundreds of customers that have got battery backup now. That maybe they had a tree through their roof, but we've got so many customers that just kept power on for through the whole thing. Um, but there's still people without power. It's been a week now. There's still people without power in the area, and
Wow.
yeah,
That's insane.
yeah, it's crazy.
That gives me a new marketing idea. I'm sorry, this is going to be quite cynical. So Prepare yourselves.
That's sales.
Um,
Sales is pain points, right? You know, you're poking those pain points.
I'm going to create a flyer that says "Prepare for World War III today." No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I like it.
Just kidding. Battery and solar.
Yeah,
There's lots of doomsdayers out there, believe it or not, and they're willing to pay top money to save them on doomsday.
yeah. There's plenty in this area. The preppers, they call them.
The preppers, yeah.
Yeah, they call themselves preppers. Yeah, yeah.
Peppers. So I have this. I mean, if we can talk about anything, but just talking about solar. I have this. I mean, people have been planting these ideas in my head, and I don't mean like sales reps or business owners. I mean like multi billionaires. They're standing in front of these meetings, and they're telling people that utilities are switching to distribution and transmission, or that they're making moves to do that. It's not like they
Mm,
can do it instantly, but California certainly doesn't want to generate power anymore, and they don't want to be responsible for it. All they want to do, our utility, is they want to just do transmission and distribution
mm,
and allow generation to happen in other places.
hmm,
And and that's what essentially that's what net metering 3 is. And I know that Arizona recently adopted that. And from what I understand, utilities across the country are going to adopt that because, um, and I'm regurgitating a lot of this, some of it I know, but hopefully you can help me piece this all together. But around 4 o'clock, no matter where you live, there's a massive spike on the grid of power that's being pulled off of it, right?
mm-hmm,
And the grid was never built to supplement individual houses all over the map just to dump power onto the grid whenever they want. So it creates strain on that grid, tied in with the strain of this big gooseneck, they're calling it, of power
mm,
being utilized between the hours of 4 and 9. Um, that they brought in San Diego. They brought in San Diego Community Solar. It's a direct competitor with SDG&E. Out
mm,
here in California, Joe's and PG&E, we don't have an option. We don't have multiple options. We go with the utility company in our area, period. Right.
yeah, yeah.
And so this new competitor has come out, and they literally buy power from homeowners at 10 cents a kilowatt hour from the battery when the battery dumps it onto the grid. They're
Mm,
literally buying power, and homeowners can sign into an agreement where they buy that power from that company at 30 cents versus 80 cents
mm,
at a much lower rate, and the homeowner gets 10 cents. And I'm like, why is the utility company okay with that? Like, just using their grid and facilitating that whole thing. And it's because they said, these programs are saying that the utilities don't want to be in charge of manufacturing power. They just want to be in charge of distributing it.
mm.
Um, with net metering 3, what Arizona is going through, and the idea that it's going to go everywhere else, do you see the same thing? I think that's why Q cells. I was talking to Brian Kim on Q cells. He told me that um, Q cells has tripled down on battery production and VPP because of this.
Yeah.
Are you seeing the same thing out there?
I'm hearing more and more about this stuff. I got to tell you, so I've been in the business for 10 years, and I know the the industry pretty well for having been in the business this long. But I've gotten into the weeds a little bit this year because of a specific situation where a utility company is blocking us from going solar on a small commercial job. It's a 100 kilowatt job. Um, and they're throwing out all sorts of language and lingo and legal terms that are just way over my head. So I've really had to dive deep into stuff, and I've learned a lot in the last over this year because of that. And one of the main things I've learned is that, like, holy crap, I don't know anything. Having been in this business in this space for as long as I have, I'm like, man, this is a in terms of utilities and how they work, there's a whole world out there that I've never really understood. Um,
You're right.
so in terms of what you're saying, I think it's going to vary greatly from state to state, utility to utility. I literally just met this week. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. I was in Virginia, and I met with somebody at Dominion Power, which if you're not from this area, Dominion's a pretty big utility, and they're based in Virginia. And we were talking about some of the things that's going on with them and some of their future plans, and they were just talking at a level that's just like so far above my head. But I don't think that, for the most part, I don't think utilities can get away from generation altogether because their infrastructure is built on generation. That's what they do. So I don't know how they could, how they would completely abandon generation and just say we're responsible for distribution. So that would, I don't. That's something that would take some time, of course. But in this conversation with this guy from Dominion, they are talking about doing what you're talking about, where individual homeowners have batteries and they sell that energy back to the grid during peak times for peak rates and stuff. But it should be at a premium. It shouldn't be at typically with solar, when we send excess energy to the grid and we don't have a one-for-one net metering, we're sending it, but we're selling it at what the utilities call avoided cost. So they charge us 30 cents, but they buy it back at 10 cents or whatever. When it comes to selling back energy that we've created ourselves and we've stored in our batteries, that should be at a premium. That should be sold back to the utility at a much higher rate than what they would charge us, because that's supply and demand at that point.
That's what I'm talking about. Is
Yeah.
that I think what you were talking about before, where you get the credit at peak times and stuff. That's time of use, right?
Um, yeah, it could be that, or it could be a few different things, but yeah.
I'm
But
talking
just,
about buying it directly from the batteries. The batteries actually discharge
yeah,
50%. Yeah,
yeah. No, you're right. You're talking about that peak time, the gooseneck, for example. In the summertime, that's at like late in the afternoon, like 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. kind of thing, or 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. maybe. In the wintertime, it's actually in the morning, typically. Peak times in the morning, and so that changes the conversation altogether as well. Like if peak time starts at 6 a.m., there is no solar generation at 6 a.m. But if you're pulling it from a battery, then it's a different conversation. So, but there's just so many variables and nuances to it that, again, I'm just starting to scratch the surface on. Having been in the business for 10 years, I'm like, holy cow, this is way more complex than than I even knew about. So,
here's the craziest part about that whole thing that I heard was that even if they don't, and I literally looked at the agreement, even if they don't disperse the battery power to the grid, this new company is going to pay the homeowner 10 cents to use their own power from their own battery.
that's cool.
That's crazy.
It is, and I would say, again, I would say 10 cents is not nearly enough, but it depends on where you are in the country, I guess. But yeah, I mean, it's great because they're going to use it. If they don't disperse it to the grid, what are they going to do with it? I mean, they're just going to go take it to ground. They have to use the energy somewhere, so they're selling it somewhere.
Yeah.
They have to be.
Oh, and I don't want to go too deep dive into this, but you asked, it's going to take some time for them to generate the power to get to that point.
Mm.
Um, but you may have noticed a lot of nuclear talk popping up, and
Yeah,
like 3 Mile Island just opened up, and I asked one of the not a utility guy, which I really want to ask, but it sounds like they're banking on nuclear to provide most of it.
yeah,
Um, but it's going to take solar. Solar is going to take us there. It's going to pave the road. It's very
yeah.
relevant. I said this on the last Zoom, but it's like we couldn't have the internet without the telephone first, right?
Sure. Yeah,
So,
yeah. Totally.
um, very relevant invention, and I think we're paving the way for something greater than just solar. This
Yeah.
is what it is today. It's what we have. It's what the country needs, and we're able to utilize to transition.
Hmm.
But I don't know. We'll see. It's hard to predict the future, right?
Yeah, yeah. It is, and I think when it comes to energy, there's no one size fits all. We kind of need everything. I used to, before I got into the solar business, I was in the health business, sort of natural health stuff, and you wouldn't know it now from looking at me, but I used to be I used to be healthy, skinny, and handsome and all that. But the the
The good old days.
the good the good old days. But I used to have a saying, with regards to health, is that the road to health is not black and white. It's red and green and purple and blah blah blah. The point being, we've got to have fruits and vegetables, all these things. That's the road to health. It's not any one thing. It's like all these things together. And I feel the same way about energy solutions. Is that would it be great to do away with fossil fuels altogether today? It'd be awesome, but we can't do it. We need fossil fuels, we need nuclear, we need gas, and we need solar and wind. We need all of that. We cannot do away with one or the other, and so we have to embrace what's in front of us and what's available to us, because it's a very complex situation situation that we're in. So I know a lot of utilities are looking into the I forget the name of it, Jake. You probably remember. It's essentially small nuclear, not the massive nuclear plants, but the smaller ones that they're talking about. What do we call that now?
SMRs, small
Yes,
modular reactors.
that's right. Yeah, that is definitely a big part of the future of energy, I think, based on what I'm hearing and what people are saying. But again, it's just one part of the picture. I think solar and wind and continued fossil fuel generation is still a big part of it all. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting stuff. Yeah, I feel like solar, the landscape is changing drastically every year. There's something, a new shift, a new way of doing things. Like it's
Yeah.
definitely, this industry is not for the weak.
Yes, for sure. But I drink my way through it. So
I want to tell everyone just maybe just let me drown. Is that bad? This is hard. My goodness, just ease up a little bit, Karma.
yeah, it's true. It is hard. It's rough. I've been in this business for 10 years, but I feel like it's aged me about 30 years.
Yeah, it's not that fun sometimes. Hey, what are we gonna do in Las Vegas?
There we go.
Man. Oh,
I know Aaron's gonna do
what what do you think I'm gonna do, Joe?
singing and drinking, baby.
Yeah, singing and
Aaron's
drinking.
gonna
That's it.
sing.
Let's do some karaoke.
Sounds like a blast.
We should rent that house out that we had a few years ago.
Oh my god, the house
It
was
was fun.
amazing.
We could have a little reunion
Thought
there.
about
That'd
that.
be fun. Man, that'd be so.
No,
Tell me more about
that
it.
is
You're
not a
doing
bad
it.
idea.
Yeah, that'd be fun. That was so much fun, dude. That retreat. That was kind of the first thing you did. You did is what are you called? What's your company?
Mastermind.
Mastermind.
Oh, Solar Academy.
Solar Academy. That's it. Thank you. I'm sorry. I've been drinking again. Uh, that was like the big first Solar Academy thing. It was awesome. So much fun. And I got to meet you
Yeah,
guys. It's amazing.
What's up, Wes Cagle in
Yeah.
the house? Speaking of that first house, Wes was there, and he came to the
Oh
house, said
yeah.
what's up to
He
me,
came in
and
and talked.
yeah, Wes, what's up, bro? We're talking about the house, remember?
Wes, hop on here with us if you want to.
Where's the Sunrun guy that came?
No, he was the
No.
one that, remember, he was like selling solar at the house. He was knocking doors around the house.
Yeah,
Remember?
yeah. But he was
He
with
was
Sunrun, wasn't he?
no,
He
No.
was with
Okay.
Aveo.
Okay.
no. Let's keep going.
Aveo or
Wes,
something
put
like
it in
that.
there.
But
Put
no,
it in the
I remember.
chat.
I do remember. Yeah, yeah. I saw. I'm so blind. I'm like looking at my glass. Yeah, I saw his face. I saw his face. I'm like, yeah, that was the guy that came. I thought he was Sunrun for some reason, but I guess not. But yeah, I remember him. That's cool.
Yeah, I know the industry has taken a pretty big punch on the chin, right?
Yeah,
A little bit, but
That freaking
everyone,
guy. Where'd he go?
the
Go ahead.
people, the people are saying that money's going to be flowing like it did before in 2025. They say it's going to be like Q2. We
yeah,
should feel in Q2 what we felt like a couple years ago.
yeah. I feel that coming. I you know, and I'm, you guys know I'm pretty opinionated on stuff, and I'm outspoken. Um, somebody said, I forget who it was. Somebody said on Facebook, or asked a question on Facebook, um, about do we feel like we're at the beginning of recovery for the industry, because it has been a rough couple of years, no doubt. A lot of companies gone under and different things, and somebody asked the question, do people think we're on the beginning of recovery? And I commented that I think we've been recovering for about the last 12 months already, um,
Yep.
and I was being a little kind of on the nose with that, because I was, referring to the fact that several companies have gone under. Um, and I think that is, some of these companies going under are a part of the recovery. We're not recovering from
Oh,
that. That's
interesting.
part of the recovery, because I think that the industry has been in such a um, shitty place for so long, with bad sales practices, unethical loan practices, um, and and it just uh, some of these poor practices being taken to such a massive scale by certain sort of you know national companies. I think resetting. I think some of these companies going under has kind of hit a reset button on the industry that I think has left us in a good place. It's left everybody shaken, for sure. It's sort of slapped everyone around in a pretty significant way, but I think it's hit the reset button for those that are left to hopefully rebuild in a better way than we have in the past. So come 2025, what are we, 2025, what you were saying, um, with interest rates starting to come down again and stuff like that, and some of the tide shifting in a more favorable way, I think 2025 should be a really good year for solar. And I hope so. I hope those that are left standing have learned lessons from those that are not left standing, and will rebuild in a stronger and more ethical way, and do things a little differently. So
Is it? I mean, is it people just left standing? What about people that are struggling for their life on the ground still, and might make it?
yeah, no, I think all of us, honestly, I mean, it's not an easy business to be in. Like, cash flow is really hard, and I've learned that
Yeah.
firsthand. Cash flow in this industry is extremely difficult. You've got to make really good choices, and it's not always easy to know what those good choices are. So um, I hope good ethical companies that are struggling now, I hope they can last long enough to pull through, myself included. We're in a good place right now, but holy crap, man, we're ups and downs all the time. So yeah, I I think companies that are hanging in there and they're doing things the right way will come out on the other side. And but again, it comes down to learning lessons. You can learn. There are a couple of different ways to learn lessons. You can learn the hard way by just making all the mistakes yourself, or learn the easy way, which is by learning mistakes from other people. And I hope that's what we can do from the situations that we've seen around us.
What are those
Yeah.
mistakes though, man? Those mistakes, is like, is it the salespeople? Is it the practices, or just a combination? Exactly. But is there a answer too, right? For me, it's like, it's hard for me to have installers blame sales reps sometimes when the reps, you can't trust any reps. Like my would be like, don't trust any reps at all. Like you'd have to have a checks and balance system
Yeah.
set up where it doesn't matter what the reps are putting in. You're going to check everything. You're going to make sure the homeowner's taken care of. You're going to make sure all the information is correct. The offset is what they're expecting, you know, the whole 9 yards. And if there's any problems, you can't blame the rep because you went through the process with your company. What do you think about that?
I think there are definitely bad players on both sides, both on the sales side and on the operations side, installer side. And man, I'm trying to think of how to answer that question briefly because it's such a big topic.
Yeah, it is. I know.
You're just going to have me speak at SolarCon this year.
There we go. There we go. That's what we're just trying to do.
But no, I think there are definitely unethical sales practices out there. There's no doubt about that, and that's you know that's just that's always been the case. And trying to weed those bad players out is definitely a priority. But then there are also bad installation companies and operations companies that they do poor work. They leave things unfinished. They don't get permitted. They don't see people through to PTO and stuff like that. Those are also really bad situations. Well, I guess the easiest way for me to answer the question is to tell you what I'm doing to try and prevent some of those bad situations.
There you go. I'd love to hear that.
And this is not just I'm not trying to pat myself on the back or anything like that. This is more a case of from my experience in the business, I've seen the bad, and here's what I've done to try and not replicate it, not duplicate it. What I do is all my sales reps are in-house. I don't work with sales organizations. And as in-house sales reps, I have much more control over what they're saying, what they're presenting, that kind of thing. I can have quality control with every sale that's made. I have somebody in-house who's not connected with the sale and the commission to double check on, you know, did they discuss tax credits with them and how that works and so on, and how the reamortization works on the loan and so on. So I can have those quality checks, and my sales reps know that they're being held to an ethical standard. So I really don't have any problems. They don't try and pull bullshit because they know they're going to get caught out on it. So having in-house sales reps is a big thing. And then the other side of that, on the operations side, I don't use subcontractors, and I understand the value and the benefit of using subcontractors. So I don't begrudge any companies that do it, but for me, I've made that personal choice of not doing it because, once again, I can maintain absolute control. If there is a problem with an install, whether it's wire management or whatever it is, I've got full control over these employees and say, listen, you fucked up, you know, like, do it again and you're out, you know, like, this is the standard we have. You've got to live up to that if you want to represent the Firefly name, you know? So I guess, again, in short, answering the question, just going from what I have decided to do as a business is just keeping everything in-house, not subcontracting sales, not subcontracting installs, and I have maximum control. Does that make us perfect? Does that mean we don't have problems? Absolutely not. Of course we're not perfect. Of course we have problems, but at least we're able to address them in a much quicker and succinct way to keep things on track, you know? So...
how about installers that know they're not going to be around in the future in the back of their head, but they're just installing, banking, taking deals, and not really, and then going out of business, and then
I
the
don't think
homeowners are
anyone's
screwed
doing
over.
that on. I don't think anyone's doing that on purpose. You think there's
Oh,
people
I'm
out
just
there?
saying, like in the back of your head, you know, like, hey, if I keep, there's no way how could this business gonna last this long. There's no, you know what I mean? Like you're just trying to get the money. You're stacking that gold in the bank, and then not worrying about the future at all.
Yeah. I mean, that exists, I think, and it's I agree with you, Jake, that like I don't think anybody's consciously thinking that way, but subconsciously they're just in it for like, hey, I want to make a lot of money in a short amount of time. And the reality is, it doesn't matter whether it's solar or anything else. there's no such thing as making a lot of money in a short amount of time if you want something that's sustainable. It's not a thing. Every now and then somebody will strike out lucky, with some random whatever. They'll get rich and they'll stay rich. But typically speaking, in any kind of business at all, if you want to do well and you want to do right and you want to make long-term money, it's a slog. You've got to slog it out. There's no such thing as short-term money and long-term sustainability. It's just not a thing. And typically, I think, younger people might have that sort of. I would have felt the same way when I was younger as well. Younger people might have that sort of optimistic mentality. It's like, I'm going to buy myself a Lamborghini today, and then next year I'm going to buy myself a yacht, and then the year after that I'm going to buy myself something else. It just doesn't work out that way. The long-term success comes from long-term hard work. So
I would say, Joe, in my opinion, like maybe it gets to a point where they're like the oh shit moment. Like, what up, Brent?
Brent Attaway.
hey, Brett, what's up, man?
What's up, guys?
You got a
Brent, you got
cigar?
your cigar talk next week, right?
Yes, sir. Keep going. I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just turning on my camera.
Brett,
saying
I'm
hello
sorry
to
that
you.
I haven't joined a cigar talk yet. Every time you do it, I'm like on a plane or doing something else. I'm like, man, I've got to do this.
Oh,
So I feel like
yeah,
I'm cheating
join
on
one
you.
time.
I feel like
He's cheating on you.
I'm
Sure.
like, shit.
Yeah, Aaron, I show up here. You're just happy
Brett-
and naked here. And
Brett
then,
just- Brett just called me hanging out with Jake and Joe. I'm like, Brett, they mean nothing to me, Brett. They mean nothing. They're just
sure they don't. Let me just ask you one question. Are they good?
Was it worth it?
Was it worth it?
It was a great 15 minutes. Let me tell you.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Oh, shoot.
You said minutes, right?
Man. All right, I'll be quiet.
No, I was just gonna say, I think what happens when these companies are going under, and it's such a dumb subject to talk about because it's not fun, it's not positive, but maybe it'll help people understand. I imagine that when they see the signs, when they see the indicator, and they're like, "Oh shit!" Like this is about to hit the fan. We're taught as business owners and we're taught as sales reps, we're taught to fight no matter what. We can't make excuses when we're straight commission, and we can't make excuses when we're the business owner. The business owner ultimately, and the sales rep, ultimately, their value and their income is dictated on their perseverance, right? And so when a business owner gets to that point, I think that they almost have to believe in themselves enough to recognize it and say, I can get myself out of this. I need to go change things. Let's adjust marketing. Let's hire new teams. Let's fire these people. They start to do whatever they can, but the momentum is so powerful that I just don't think it's powerful enough to overshadow perseverance, the very reason that we're in business to begin with, or the very reason we're in sales to begin with. And then it snowballs to a point where it's like, wow, I should have called it at that time. I wish that I did, and now I can't. And then you get a fire sale, right? Like, please, for the love of God, pick us up for anything. I
Yeah.
don't, and what I'm saying is, I don't think any of these companies are doing it maliciously on purpose, just a money grab, because they understand the consequences of what happens if they don't get acquired or what. Like, there's massive, massive repercussions. I have a
Yeah.
very close friend right now that lost a company a while back, and she's going through hell, and still going through it. And it's not even, it's debilitating
Yeah.
watching these people go through what they did, have attorneys clawing all after them, and sales reps on social media destroying them, and getting sued everywhere, and they don't have the asset anymore, and they have to go try to build another income. Like,
Mm.
it's impossible. It destroys people. So if people are opting into that, that'd be a big surprise to me.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I don't think anybody goes into it with that that expectation or
Okay, so let's if I ask an installer, how much money do you have in your reserves? that's going to cover you if you go out of business and things happen, things fuck up. How much money you have in reserve? How much money do you think these guys have in their reserves that could take care of any problems that come up?
That's irrelevant when you can change things in your company to try to get that back and stay alive, because you have so many people relying on you, employees, your own family, their families, and homeowners. You have so many people relying on you that you don't. Sorry, I don't have reserves, but I'm making massive changes to make sure that we can get healthy again.
Yeah.
Right? If you ask a homeowner that, it's kind of like, yeah, I'm freaking naked right now on a stage in front of thousands of people, but I'm not. I'm still not going to quit because I believe that I can turn this around.
Yeah. It's 100, and that's 100% true, Jake. And reserves can go up and down. You know, I've been everywhere from $500,000 to $5,000 in reserves. You know, it fluctuates. Having access to money outside of your reserves is important. I think getting set up with lines of credit and things like that for when you need it are important. But you know, last year we had a really bad year. For example, so 2023, everybody had a bad year. We had a good year compared to some because we're still in business, right? And there were a lot of difficult decisions to make, and we only had 2 layoffs. And you know, employees would look at like who we laid off, and employees like never sort of have a big grasp of the big picture, you know, and they think, oh, we had 2 layoffs, whatever. But on top of the 2 layoffs, there were other people that left of their own accord because they could see that like things were struggling. There were fewer hours. They went out and got other jobs, and I'm like, that was great, because if that didn't happen, we'd have more than two layoffs. But on top of that, on top of the layoffs and on top of people leaving organically, we also took on a ton of debt to stay in business. And with the like you're talking about, Jake, with the hope and the optimism that, hey, we'll recover from this, if we stay alive long enough, we can keep breathing to recover from it. And this year we are recovering from it. But it's always a risk and it's always a gamble. Like, that's just part of being in business, and every business of every size goes through that. But I think some business owners don't necessarily want to take the risk of when they're really against the ropes, and the options are close my doors and declare bankruptcy or take on $1 million loan. What do I do? If I close the doors and declare bankruptcy, I'll deal with that aftermath, or I'll take on $1 million loan and potentially make the aftermath way worse if I don't recover from that. And so that's never an easy decision to make, but that's a decision that business owners have to make, you know, on a regular basis. It's part of being a business. It's not easy. So yeah, but I don't know. I'm kind of just waffling at this point. I think I'm agreeing. And
Waffling. Waffle sounds so good right now.
What have you guys been talking about?
We
How did
talked
you get on this
about
topic? I mean, so
we talked about we rented a house in Las Vegas a long time ago for the Solar Academy, and Aaron showed up to it. He was there. Another guy that
I
commented.
remember.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it was just a
On
lot of fun.
socials.
Yeah. Casey Lopez is there. Gosh, it's been a while.
And by the way, at that Vegas retreat, I was at, just coming back to what we're talking about. My business was at a place at that time that I thought I was about to lose everything, and it wasn't when I booked the retreat. When I first paid for it and booked it, I'm like, I'm going to go to Vegas. I'm going to network with all these people. It's going to be great. Everything was good then, but however many months later it was, when I got to Vegas, things were falling apart. I'm like, I shouldn't be here in Vegas. I shouldn't be here doing this because I'm about to lose everything.
Oh, wow.
But I didn't, and that's one of several times I've been in that position. You know, it just comes and goes. You get in a really bad place, and then you figure out how to recover, and then you recover, and then you get in a bad place again, and that's part of being a business. But I mean, I'm so glad that I did come to Vegas in spite of how rough things were at the time, because man, I made friends with you guys, and here we are still to this day. So
Yeah. You know, I was talking with people about acquisitions, buying a company, what you got to do to sell it.
Mhm.
And I forgot who told it to me, but they said that they brought up this term staying power. Have you heard of that?
Mm-mm.
Our industry went through a massive cash was flowing. How does Jim Carrey say it? Like salmon of Capistrano, right? Cash was flowing for everybody. Sales orders were popping up everywhere. It was easy to sell things. Installers were expanding. There's just so much money. And they said that it's super easy to build businesses at that time. Of course, new businesses were popping up everywhere in sales orgs, and
Mhm.
people are paying for vacation. Of course, all that's happening because it's an economy's trending up in solar. And he said when it doesn't matter what your EBITDA percentage is or how much money you have in the account or how good your SOPs are, those are only variables when you're being purchased.
Mm.
And one of the variables that people look at, organizations look at, is what they call staying power. Did
Mm.
you, did your industry, did your economy of your industry go down so low to the point where tons of people start going out of business and then pull back up? Did you stay in business? And that's called staying power because
Mm.
anybody can create a business when the economy is up.
Yeah, yeah. Interesting. That's cool.
And
I
the
must be
and the
worth millions
businesses
then.
become worth more. What's that?
Yeah. I must be worth millions then.
You probably are.
Yeah.
I mean, when the economy comes back up for the industry and like money's flowing again and everyone's buying things, you certainly have staying power, right?
Yeah. Yeah, for
You're
sure.
less of a risk.
Yeah. Interesting. I like that. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember who it was. There's a company called Vivint, and
Never
the
heard of
guy
them.
that um, maybe I don't know. Some people haven't, but
Okay.
um, Todd Peterson gets a lot of credit for it. But he had a co-pilot. His name was Sean Brenchley, and Sean Brenchley is the one that was talking about that with Greg Butterfield and some others at Lumio. But
Mhm.
um, yeah, staying power is it's one of those variables that they consider for sure.
That's cool. I
Alicia, Alicia, is that you?
It
Sales
is.
Rabbit.
Hello.
Whoa, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
What's
I'm
up?
happy you hopped on here.
Yeah.
I know. I'm glad I caught it. I just came across it and I was like, oh man, I'm late. Let's see if they're still going.
Mhm.
We're just riffing, talking about nothing and everything at the same time. Where's your camera, Alicia?
Like I said, I wasn't expected.
Oh, there we go.
I don't want to
I
distract everybody.
I'm in my pajamas, so I mean you've got no excuse. I mean Scanifly pajamas, but you know
Check it
whatever.
out. Me too.
I won't show mine.
I got my cat. Can you see my
My
cat?
cat.
Oh, there she is. Are you at work?
No,
Okay.
I'm home.
You're still working.
No, I'm home. Good to see you all.
Lisa,
Yeah.
this is Aaron Davis. Have you
We've
met him? Do you know him?
we've met. We met at where did we meet? What was
SolarCon probably.
RE
huh?
Plus?
It might have been SolarCon. It was
I don't think.
do you remember, Alicia?
You have a Scanifly shirt on?
I have a Scanifly shirt on.
Do you
It's
work
my
for Scanifly?
no, it's just
Firefly.
my pajama shirt.
Hmm.
We met in I think it was in Utah. It might have been a SolarCon.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I've heard SolarCon is where all of it goes down. All the
You're
good
the
stuff.
I
All
heard
the
too.
you're the yoga chick, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
The yoga chick.
Yoga
She
chick, modern
also
hippie, whatever you want to call me, is fine.
yeah.
she also runs all of Sales Rabbit. So
Oh, really? Do you?
I'm a sales
Pretty
rabbit.
important.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool. We
Yeah.
have I know we don't have sales rabbit. Sorry, I spelled it. We used to have sales rabbit. Anyway, well, oops.
Yeah, good to see
Hey,
you.
yoga. So
I actually got to review Sales Rabbit because I used it at Vivint a long time ago as a door knocking app, and probably what was it, at least 2 months ago or something, 3 months
Yeah.
ago. I got to do a deep dive with some of her team, and man, those guys have really built. They really built something pretty awesome.
Thank you.
It's like they've got gamification, They've got the ability, like training stuff. They got the ability to record things. They have obviously the door knocking app stuff, leaderboards. Operational gamification. Is that right, Alicia? On the
Yep.
You guys are
operations
taking
side.
all the softwares. Leave some for other companies, guys. What do you guys do?
Hey, we want it all in one place. We want to make it easy for everyone. We know that.
Oh yeah, competitions can be generated through Sales Rabbit now.
Reward stores, contests,
Yeah.
all of it. And we're getting ready to release something new this actually month. So I'll reach out to you offline and give you a sneak peek before everyone else.
You don't share it offline. I will blast it all over online. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I won't.
I love it.
No, we were just talking. We were just talking about random stuff. But yeah, I'm glad you're over there at Sales Rabbit. You're definitely a friendly face.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's
Friendly
fun
person.
and love getting to stay connected to the solar industry while also working across other door-to-door verticals. That's been really fun. And really helping prepare a technology that's cross-functional across the door-to-door industries, right? Because so many want to sell different products and whatnot. So being able to prepare and build something that can support that is definitely part of the goal. So we'll see.
How was RE Plus for you? Aaron was there.
Really good. Yeah,
I was
curious
there.
how it was for you guys. I would say I was able to meet with, oh man, my entire network, people that are partners, people that are current customers, prospects, meet new people, see new innovative technology. And I felt like it was a really successful show. I was really happy with it. How about you guys?
I will say I can't even believe that was my first time going.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even believe how big that conference is.
It was
I can't even.
huge.
Yeah.
I've been to a few of them, and that was so massive. That was the biggest one I've ever been at. I'm blown away. It was like the last day, and I realized there were like 2 or 3 more buildings with more exhibits in them that I didn't even know about. I'm like, holy crap!
Yeah. What I'm about to say is not an exaggeration. This is literal. If anyone has been to SolarCon, it is literally like if you were to use the multiplication on your phone, it was literally like 30 times the size of SolarCon.
Yeah,
Maybe more.
yeah, it's crazy.
It was insane. It's crazy. But it's mostly commercial. I would
Yeah.
like when I was looking around, it seemed like there was only like 5% of it was residential,
Mm-hmm.
and you had to find them. It was like a needle in a haystack. You had to find them
Yes.
across the sea,
Mm-hmm.
and they were the small ones just sitting there, like, do we belong?
Yeah.
So good.
It's crazy.
So what's the news with SolarCon? Getting excited. I'm super excited. What do you guys got? Share me some deets. It's coming up.
Oh man, it's before we get into that, let me tell you a little about these two that are on with us. Brant Attaway was our CMO on year 2 and built a lot of the processes and systems that we operate on today. And he consulted in year 3. He consulted our new CMO and walked him through everything. And so Brent's been a tremendous help in everything I've ever done.
Oh.
Thank you, Brent. And on year 1, we did a flash mob a cappella group.
What?
And Aaron was the lead singer because he fucking rocks it with the vocals.
He was the star. He was the
Are you guys
superstar.
messing with me?
That's
He
serious.
crushed it. It's on social media, so you can get proof of it too.
I'm gonna go find that.
That was
It's
fun.
That's so cool.
Yeah, but looking forward to it this year. I will say, like, I don't know. I guess we were talking about this earlier, but just everyone in the industry went down, and everyone's trying to come back up.
Mm-hmm.
We are in recovery right now, but I will say, like, we did take a gamble going to Las Vegas and switching out of Salt Lake City and switching up like our sponsorship program. And
Yeah.
I mean, we made like the schedule that we're going to do. We switched it from doing the weekend to doing the weekdays, the time slots that we're doing, less speakers. Like we switched up so much, it won't even look like the same conference.
That's crazy. That's exciting.
What's
So, I
changing
mean,
on the sponsors or the
um,
sponsorship opportunities? How about that? How does that change?
so because I could be way off base on this, but it sounds to me in every conversation I have, people are just wanting sales. They want revenue right now. And they're doing new partnerships, strategic partnerships for that. They're bringing on. And so the entire economy of the solar industry has just taken a big punch in the face. And so to help with that, we wanted to elevate the economy of the industry. And so the sponsors now, you guys know when you walk through like a home show and they crack an egg in the pan and it doesn't stick and they have the microphone and people walking by are like, oh, no way, I need that. I'll sit down and listen for a minute. We're going to have those on the floor, those little micro stages. And sponsors get to go up on those little micro stages as people are walking by on the floor and talk about their product. There's going to be slot times for them to do that. And there's going to be a place to present it. The bigger sponsors, the diamond one, they get to go on the big breakout stages. And what I really like about this idea is us as a conference, we get to promote the time that each company is going to go up and speak on that thing. And when we're announcing that they're a sponsor on our socials, it's not just going to be like, hey, Sales Rapid is a sponsor, which they are. Thank you. Hey, Sales Rapid is a sponsor at SolarCon. We're actually going to say Sales Rapid is a sponsor. Learn more about their product at this time on this stage.
Yeah.
Kind of stuff.
So cool. I love that.
They'll be able to tell everyone, what time they're up at. They get to pick their own speaker. We get to help them with that. And then in the center of SolarCon, we've put these round tables, about 25 to 27 of them. We've put these round tables for organic conversation. So like, let's say it's
Did you say for poker tournaments? Is that what you just said?
But definitely figure that part out too.
Joe, we're in
Just
Las
right in the
Vegas,
center.
dude.
And cigars.
The middle table is gonna be a poker table, Brent, just for us.
We're in Las Vegas. That's totally doable.
True.
Good Lord.
I think we'll be playing plenty
keep going.
of
I was just
poker in
being me.
Vegas.
Dude, because we're shutting the doors at 6.
Ninja guy excited about poker, Brent.
Dude, we should
sure he did.
facilitate.
So
we're shutting
when
down
Ninja
early.
just popped up, he's like, "Did you say poker?"
There he is, right there.
Where
said poker
did
out of
he
nowhere.
come from? He's like, he looked in the shadows like,
The Ninja
"Poker?"
does that all the time.
The ninja.
He's
But why
totally
don't
a
we
ninja.
facilitate a poker night? That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
yeah,
We are
these round
definitely doing
tables,
poker
horrible
night
at poker.
in Vegas.
they're gonna have an assignment on them, like an AI. Like there's a menu, and it's like, hey, if you want to talk about AI, go to table 16. If you want to talk about softwares, go to table 7.
That's smart.
And it doesn't matter who's there. Like Brent does marketing, so maybe he's sitting at the marketing table, and maybe I go sit down next to him, and I'm just talking with him because he's sitting there, and then someone that's genuinely interested goes and sits down at the software table, which I have no right to be in, or the marketing table. But and then I can say, oh, funnels and all that. I use Brent for that. In fact, he built SolarCon, and there's a testimony, and then someone else sits down like, oh yeah, Brent's the greatest, and then Brent will then be able to answer questions to that person and then walk them to their booth if he wanted to, or create organic revenue.
So
Just
that's
from him.
for
He
the
doesn't even have to
sponsors,
have a
though.
booth.
Like you let the sponsors sit at those tables. Basically, is that how
No,
or it's anybody?
No, anybody. You don't have to have a booth. You don't have to have it. You can literally just sit there without a business, without your own booth, I mean, and you can talk to people and create your own revenue. But they
Got it.
also get to
Yeah.
learn. They also get to learn, and they get to collaborate. Like I went to a social media conference, and I sat there and I learned from influencers. I'm like, oh, how did you do this? How'd you do this? How'd you do this? And they just sat there and gave the information, stuff I wouldn't have heard on the stages because I get to sit there and ask questions, right?
Mm-hmm. That's exciting.
So,
just
yeah,
That's cool.
And hear different pitches.
I'm just gonna sit there because I'm old and my feet get tired real quick. So
You're reducing. Are you reducing then the stage the amount of speakers then, like the juggling of all the panel speakers and all that?
We're gonna have about 10 to 15 speakers is what we're shooting for right now. Yeah.
I think it's a good change. I don't necessarily think it's been a bad thing the first 3 years having that, but it's always a good time to pivot and try other things. It's like if you're going to pivot, now's a good time because you're pivoting everything else. I mean, location wise and stuff. Yeah.
I think it's a good time for that because although at the time it was very relevant, we had a unique position. Nobody in the residential solar industry had ever put anything under one roof like that, right? RE Plus is mostly commercial and stuff, but having purely residential under one roof, I think gave us a distinct advantage and allowed us to utilize speakers within our industry. I told everyone that was there year one and maybe year two, but I know in year one for sure, I said, we'll be able to get away with using our industry speakers for 1 or 2 years. After that, we will not be able to. And, what I saw was that everyone saw how easy it was to utilize them. And now everyone's creating stages with speakers from all across the country, the same ones we use, which is fine. But to stay relevant, we had to adapt, right?
Yeah, that's cool. I like it.
Can't wait. I'm going to jump. So good to see you guys. Thanks so much.
Alicia, see you later. Good to see you.
Later.
Okay.
Yep.
Bye.
Yeah, that's yeah, and then adversely, like you already know this, but just to think out loud here, then at the same time, then it gives more time for more people to roam, sit at those tables in the middle, talk more, not necessarily network more, but yes, network more, and then also actually get to choose those speakers that they want to go see and not miss them, because there's not a split in decision between but which one do I go to? And now it'll be a little easier that way for them. It's easier to make a decision. That's it. But that'll be cool. I'm just flying through my eye.
So when those businesses go up, the stages aren't going to be running. It'll just be the economy of the expo floor. And I really hope that sales reps go talk to other sales leaders. We're going to have a sales table and stuff like that. So I really hope that everyone that comes can just elevate and boost their revenue or their commission. That's what we're going for. Trying to do our part to help the industry.
Well, you may have people like Brent just wants to sit down and take a break too, right, Brent? I'll sit right here.
Yes.
I doubt it.
I really enjoy. It's not gonna be not talking to people though. Every time you sit down at a good table or like anytime you sit down in there, there's a lot of people who have good discussions. But yes, it does rest your feet. To Aaron's point, rest the feet. That good sit, man. I remember that. So like year two, dude, I remember looking down at my watch for my steps on after the end of that first day. I was like, what? How is there 21,000 steps in a day? I didn't even know if that was a thing. I mean, like without running, like without like going to exercise. I was like, I think I walked to that dang stage back and forth, to the backstage for logistical reasons. I was like, I should have brought some kind of freaking battery operated thing. But yeah, that's
right.
That was fun. Good exercise. I think I lost weight on that one. Pretty sure.
I was at this latest RE Plus. I was there with my project manager, and he's a little younger than me, but we're similar age. And by like the second day, we're just walking around like a couple of 90-year-olds who shut their pants. We're just like limping, like so uncomfortable and so much pain. Like, why? Why is this place so big?
You know what they need to invent? Maybe they have. What was that?
One lap is probably a marathon at RE Plus.
Oh, huge. It's crazy. Yeah.
I don't think you can do a full lap.
No, it's impossible.
Yeah, what they need to invent, you remember those shoes that have skates in them? What do they call those?
Yeah.
Heelys.
Remember Heelys?
Yeah. Heelys.
They need electrical ones, like the one wheels or the hoverboards. They need electric shoes, so the wheels in it just go, and you don't have to have a board with you and shit.
I'm gonna be 50 at the next SolarCon. I think
that'd be cool.
Heelys.
That would be cool.
What up?
We should
Nick?
make one for. We should make some kind of pants for Aaron, or like something. I'm just picking on Aaron. I'd want these too. And then what you do is all you have to do is like get into a sitting position, and then they just solidify and lock in, and then it has like some wheels on the bottom of that. So you just like kind of like, and then just roll.
What
like
about
a portable
Silicon
wheelchair.
Valley
what about just a golf cart?
They have that. It's not, it
See, that's
doesn't
too
roll.
much in the way. No, there's all kinds of stuff you could do, but yeah, that's the last or the other question I had regarding sponsor stuff. So how do people spot? It's the same. So you guys are doing the same sponsorships, right? So I'm genuinely curious about this. But when I say the same one, sorry. You have, what are the things that are the same that you can sponsor? So booth stuff, like you choose your space.
We have some,
that's the same.
We have some new things, like we have private suites now on the expo floor that are completely walled off, not with drapes, like actual walls that are 1,000 square feet. So companies can build their own little stages in there, their own conference rooms, or their own lounge for their team. We have, Joe, what else is there? Oh, we have hourly rental rooms for a conference room, and so in case someone wants to meet, just rent the room for an hour.
You said
You set up with a private suite already,
right? Like you got
Private
like
suite.
sound dampening. They can have private convos in there.
Yeah. It's if you've been to Door Con last year, you know that big stage area. They had the huge walls, huge partitions. It's those. Oh, one thing I'm really looking forward to. I'm really looking forward to this. Is the ceiling at this place is only 30 feet high, and that's not very high. And so now when you walk in, I feel like it's gonna feel more busy and more lively because your eyesight is only like so high, right? And you can't like see towers of things all the way on the other side. I don't know. I think it's gonna be pretty cool. Hey, speaking of this poker night, we're ending each night around 6 o'clock, and we're able to utilize it through midnight.
Yeah, I mean, you know me. I got connections. You got more connections than me. But I last time I was in Vegas, we put together like private rooms, and we got them to rent it to us, and had professional dealers. It's not a ton of money. Like realistically, what would be cool, I think, and this is just me, but if you could have like a Jake Hess and a Joe and a Brent Attaway, maybe Firefly Solar up there, people playing in a poker tournament, have everyone come buy in. And just the same as any other poker tournament. It's $100 buy-in, 15 goes to the house or whatever. Have people buy in, and then they can talk with the speakers. We can sit there, chop it up, have drinks, play a game. It's still
he's really selling it, isn't he?
But
is that
I'm
so
not
with Ninja?
Off of it. No one wants to come the Ninja, bro.
Are you the Ninja? I've never seen your face.
That's the Ninja. Not Ninja Moose.
That's the
They
Ninja.
kick you out and make you change your name, bro.
I'm like,
Casey Lopez.
I'm so blind. I can't see the name on the thing, but I'm like, I'm looking. I'm like, is that Ninja? I think that says Ninja.
That's the Ninja.
Is that what you look like? That's cool.
You're less Canadian than I thought.
He's a Ninja. Did someone just
Ninja
call
has a
Aaron
twin brother,
Canadian?
right, Ninja?
What?
Yeah, he called him
You have a twin
Canadian.
brother that-
I thought you were Canadian. Is he not Canadian?
No, I'm from New Zealand.
No, he's Canadian. Don't let him lie to
Way
you.
more sense. Okay.
He's straight up
wait,
Canadian.
there is a Firefly in Canada though, but they're like a total ripoff.
There's a flyer
They're like the
Firefly in Arizona too, bro. They just do.
Yeah.
Is
there's
that
one there,
Casey
too.
Lopez? What's up, Casey?
Is that Casey?
Look at that skinny buff motherfucker right there, dude.
Casey,
No, beardless.
Casey, you are half the man you used to be. Let me tell you that.
That looks like his younger son.
Literally.
Hey,
That's right.
Joe, what do you think, man? I think when we shut down SolarCon day 1 or 2 or something, maybe we let Nick put together a big event for his poker, since he's always hosted and facilitated it before.
You guys, bro. I'm not making shit out of it. I'm just gonna take all the money.
He says that all the time. Don't worry about it. He says
We
that all
ain't
the
making
time.
shit. You think we make money at SolarCon? Dog, we do this for the people.
Hey, actually, you know what? Speaking of, I wanted to point something out, and I might have missed it, Jake, because I saw y'all's post, and it was really cool. So, are the tables going to be like different themes? Did you say that already? Like AI marketing? That's really cool to me because you can see that. You can go sit down. Like I'm okay with AI. Maybe I want to learn about AI. I know organic marketing, but if I see something like that or lead gen, you can just go sit down and talk with people. I think that is brilliant, man. That's like my favorite thing I've seen so far.
Oh, cool.
If I was a sponsor of, and I was a marketing company, I would. That's an extra spiff. Just saying, to have a little centerpiece with my logo on it.
Oh, on the
But yeah,
tables?
There is a
marketing
sponsor
table.
for that. There is a sponsorship
Marketing.
for that.
Oh, there you go. That's what I meant. So I was like, that's a, marketing
Yeah,
table.
it's-
Usually, somebody in marketing would wanna sponsor that to be positioned as the marketer, the marketing
Yeah, we
source, like Dope or whoever.
because there's no like call to action kind of stuff for that sponsorship. It's mostly just branding, right?
Mhm.
So it's $7,000, but we'll make the linens all their company colors, and then we'll put a QR code on the table so that people can scan it and see whatever they want them to see.
Right.
It comes with other stuff too, right, Joe? I just can't remember what it all is, but yeah, the sponsor obviously is not going to be able to go in there and like, hey, sorry to interrupt your conversation, but let me tell you about this today.
That'd be
It's
great.
just going to be it's just going to
Commercials.
be branded. Yeah.
It's commercial time. Everybody show up to their table and run a commercial. That'd be good. Okay, cool. Yeah, I do like that table thing. I'm with Nick on that. Nick
Where'd he go?
is
Casey, what
ninja.
are you doing,
Aaron.
dude?
I'm driving to Vegas. You wanted me to run that errand for you, so I was driving to Vegas to get it done.
Oh, you're
What a
picking her
nice
up?
guy. He's on it.
That
Yeah.
errand. That errand.
Yeah,
That's better, Ninja.
You
that
picking up a
errand.
package then?
Yeah, no, I'm just driving home from like 3 different cities in Texas today, so headed home. No.
Casey,
You're driving from 3 different cities?
Yeah, I was in Dallas earlier today, San Angelo, and then Brady, and then now I'm headed home. So Dallas is 4 hours from San Antonio, San Angelo is 4 hours from Dallas, Brady's an hour from San Angelo, and Brady is a 2-hour drive home. So I've been on the road a lot today.
That's what I do when you're in Texas. Everything is far away.
Yep, Texas is very spread out. Just out here making it happen, so that way I can have stuff to talk about at SolarCon. That's super exciting.
Does anybody else do this?
I'm in Michigan right now, bro, just randomly. But
What is that?
I just found out tonight I could see the Northern Lights
Yeah,
go
that's a
outside in 2
collection.
hours. I've never seen the Northern Lights.
Yo, Ninja, speak louder, bro. You sound like you're in a mountain somewhere, bro. Can't hear you
I
at all.
am. I am, dude. I'm in Michigan.
Casey, hit mute for a minute. I think it's that.
The New Zealand Ninja.
There we go. That's all it is.
Dude,
Aaron,
I'm
I
up
shit you not. I'm gonna tell everyone you're from Canada now.
I don't know where I got that from. I literally, I remember you now that you said that saying New Zealand, but for
there is a Firefly in Canada, but they came up like a year ago. We get calls every now and then, like somebody from your company knocked down our door and I didn't like them. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. Where are you? They're like, we're in Alberta, and I'm like, that's not us. That's somebody else. So, but no, there is a Canadian Firefly, I guess.
That's great.
I got a question
Sounds
for
like a market
Ninja.
you could take over then.
I got
Ninja
a simple
Firefly
question.
over there.
What?
I have a simple question for Ninja.
Uh-oh.
Who in the hell sounds like Aaron from Canada?
Hold on. Can I combine Josh King? Can I combine?
I was like, that's some kind of like out in the woods version of Canada.
Well, Aaron, I've met in person before.
Who the hell sounds like me, eh?
Yeah, I was like, you're thinking New Zealand or like, I think it's Australian, but then that's an insult. You're like, no, they don't like the Aussies.
Oh, you don't?
It's some kind of a yeah.
Canadians are all nice. You can't offend anybody by saying I thought you were Canadian, right?
Yeah.
So,
Well,
I'll take it.
you're not going to fly all the
It
way.
was an important question.
So we're good. Plus, I mean, you got to get past Mount Doom in New Zealand. I don't know how high up that goes, but I don't imagine you want to fly over Mount Doom. So, speaking of nerd culture though, Firefly, best TV series ever. Just for the record, old 2000s. It's a sci-fi. So I'm throwing that out there.
I've actually never watched it, but I've heard about it many times. I need to watch it.
It's
I like that. I like your brand. It's a good brand.
It's a sci-fi western, and it's one of my favorite series. I don't love either of those genres. I mean, I like sci-fi westerns.
I still think that Aaron has the best slogan of any company in the country.
Yeah.
What's the slogan?
Stay lit.
Stay lit.
Yeah.
Firefly Solar, stay lit. And,
nice.
And I started an EV charging company called Firefly Juice, and the slogan is "Get juiced."
And get juiced.
Yes.
Yes. I love it. No, Firefly is actually the way that you guys. I like your whole brand. I've always liked your guys'
Thank you.
actual branding. It's good stuff.
Jamie Green in the house.
Hello,
is that Jamie?
How's it going?
Jamie's here.
I'm so blind. Everything's like I've got to like do this. I'm like,
it's okay,
do
Aaron.
that.
I see you.
Every time you do that, Aaron, it looks hilarious.
Yeah, keep doing it.
Come on,
It actually, honestly, it doesn't help. It just gets more blurry. I don't know why I do it.
We're getting old.
Jamie, what are you up to tonight?
Well, sorry. I bought a 10-pound chunk of ground beef at Costco for $45 tonight.
Wow.
That's a lot of
I don't know if you guys have seen that hack on like TikTok or Instagram, but I
did see that.
It's the first time I asked them. I was like, "Hey, do you have that 10-pound chunk of meat?"
That's
actually Firefly's slogan. I don't know if you know
that. That's horrible.
Now that's a slogan.
Yeah. So, anyways, I was chopping it up and putting it in Ziploc bags and flattening it out in the freezer, so we're ready to go whenever we need.
You guys know about that hack? Tell them.
I never heard of it.
Well, when you live in California and it's $10 a pound for ground beef, but yeah, so it's like less than $4.50 for a pound of. It's very lean beef though, so it's it's not a lot of fat in it, but it's we tried it. I tried it. I wanted to see what it was like. So
I've got a different.
Keep eating meat. Keep eating meat. Don't listen to what they tell
there's
you.
This viral thing where at Costco, if you go back to the butcher, you don't buy the stuff that they have prepackaged. They actually get it in bulk, and then they cut it up for the patrons or whatever, the customers. But Jamie found, and I saw it on TikTok, if you go back there and you talk to him like, look, can I just get that? They don't jack up the price like they do for those pre-cut ones. You get 10 pounds for a cheap amount, and then you cut it up and freeze it. It's such a good idea.
Yeah. Well, and I will buy the big ribeyes, like the big 20-pound ribeyes, and cut it up into steaks and save money that way. Yeah. So, anyways, that's what I was doing. I was listening.
I had a ribeye today.
Oh, ribeyes are
saying. You guys are killing me.
I had a New York
strip.
Making
me want another one.
Strips. It's not quite as good, but I love it.
This is the meat crew in here.
I just had a double meat patty with a quarter pound of brisket, a quarter pound of turkey, just right now, right before I got on. So
that sounds good.
I'm actually a vegetarian, but I have to supplement 3 times a day with meat. So
yeah, there you go. I was gonna say.
I got a Costco hack that's vegetarian friendly. Aaron, check this out.
What is that? Vodka?
Vodka. Yeah.
Speaking of those videos,
made from the finest
I saw
potatoes.
that in California.
$20 for a Grey Goose handle, bro. I mean, it's like city over from Grey Goose, but $20.
That's not Grey Goose. That's that Costco brand, right?
Yeah, it's so good though.
It is so good. It really is.
It's also like I'm in Michigan right now. I don't know if you heard it earlier. I didn't even know the Northern Lights are happening in like 2 hours. I'm about to go on.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
Dude, our host has
awesome.
Cart. She's gonna give us a ride out there, and we're gonna go like camp in the field of Northern Lights.
That's awesome.
I just found that.
Super cool.
That is cool.
I researched what that was. Do you guys know? I never really knew.
Gases.
Oh my gosh!
What?
I just had a badass idea.
What is it?
Oh my gosh.
What
Okay,
just-
so
Say it before you lose it.
so here we are talking about hacks and shit like that. Bro, SolarCon's in Vegas. What if you had like an Easter egg hunt in Vegas that people had to find shit, and the people that found shit get to go up on stage or something or win something as part of something that you take my idea and expand with it, but an Easter egg hunt around Vegas at different hotels or around SolarCon itself.
Yeah, I already
'Cause
had
it's-
that idea, and we're doing it already. Joe?
They've actually already
Actually,
packed the
you did.
eggs.
I'm just making sure that you were going to follow through with it.
And you
The
got
problem is that random people are going to just find these Easter eggs and keep them for themselves.
If we get a random homeless person from Vegas on stage at SolarCon, that's going to be my favorite speaker. So
the best.
We've had that issue
Hey,
before.
Jared Leto from 30 Seconds to Mars, he was doing a concert and he saw a guy ripping it on the guitar in a park, and he invited him to come on stage, and the guy played one of the songs. He'd never been on stage, never done any of that, had never heard the song, but he learned it real quick and played on stage with Jared Leto. That's crazy.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds like a publicity stunt.
So it sounds like a win-win.
Yeah.
But speaking of homeless guys, speaking at SolarCon, I'm pretty sure in SolarCon number 2 when I spoke, I think people thought I was just a homeless guy. Speaking of SolarCon.
That was part of the plan, make you look homeless.
Yeah. It's
That
like,
was part of the
why
plan.
is this guy?
Oh my God, second idea.
Who's this Canadian with a?
Why is he carrying maple syrup? Like, what is that?
Who's this Canadian homeless man?
He's a long way from home. I've come down for the warmth.
Hey, in California, I saw a video where they're actually putting those security ropes, like the security wire with the alarm thing that you have to take off at the register. They're putting that around meat
Oh,
in some
Around
parts.
you?
Why? Why do they
Around
do
meat.
that around meat and not toilet paper?
Because it's so
Oh, meat.
expensive. Yeah, like steak.
So people
and
are
stuff. Just
stealing
like-
it. Yeah.
So people are like doing, instead of beer runs in the store, people are doing meat runs.
I guess.
Yep.
They're like Jamie Green's looking for a bargain. We gotta protect our shit.
Yeah.
Maybe it's up
Oh,
in San
come on down
Francisco.
to
I don't know.
Texas. There's plenty of stores.
Casey, you're breaking up, dude.
Farmers in California.
Casey said the
Casey
best
Lopez.
epiphany ever, and we
Sum it
can't.
up. Come to Texas, meat's cheap. Also go to Services Summit. # Casey Lopez.
I'm going to be in Texas in a couple weeks, actually.
Jamie, are you going to be
So,
out?
You're gonna go to Services Summit in Austin?
Well, I'm flying into
High
Dallas
level.
on that Sunday, and then I'm
It's high level. I
Yeah.
gotta guess. Jamie wouldn't miss a high level thing.
yeah.
That's awesome.
It's high level. That's where
Jamie,
you're going.
Jamie would rather only hang out with Brent than all of us. It's fine, Jamie. We've
Oh.
never met in person.
I'm
This is a
actually
guilt
probably not even
trip
going to be
for
there.
Ninja.
I'm not even going to be there. I had tickets, and now I'm not going to be there. I don't
Oh,
think.
no.
My son
That makes
has.
sense because you
tournament
don't
that
use
weekend.
it.
Oh, the hurricane.
Yeah, I don't use it.
How are you doing? I'm sure you've already talked about this, but oh my gosh, Aaron, you need to get a battery too.
Yeah, I'm so embarrassed that I don't have a battery. It's stupid. Not only at my house, but also at my office. I have so much solar and no battery. It's ridiculous.
Wait,
Yeah.
you don't have a battery?
How do you
No,
say
I don't have a battery. It's stupid. Well, I mean, because I have one for one net metering, so I'm like, battery,
Yeah.
whatever.
You should go to your own training, Aaron. You might learn a couple things.
Aaron, just if you guys have never been to Aaron's house, I'll tell you this: the man has like a 13 kilowatt system on his house or something, but it might produce a kilowatt hour a month.
Oh yeah, I live
It's
in a
under-
forest. I
Sorry.
live in a
It's
It's just
forest.
for the
It's
look.
ridiculous.
We
Yeah.
got solar panels for the look.
I love my trees. I love them. They're great,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah,
And-
it's hard to chop them down. I
Yeah,
agree with
and they're
that.
all still standing even after the storm. I got to tell you, so just so you know, yeah, you're right, Jamie. This is it's crazy around here right now. Friday morning, I got up. The storm really came through Thursday night, early Friday morning, and I got up Friday morning. It was a lot of rain, a lot of water. I'm like, okay, whatever. there was no trees on the house, which didn't particularly surprise me. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. And then I drove around a little while later, and every road in the area was closed off from massive oaks and big trees falling on the road. I'm like, it's a miracle, honestly, that we don't have a tree on our house. It's I have never I can't even I'm not one to sort of exaggerate and blow shit up, but I cannot exaggerate how the carnage of the what was around in this area. I'm driving under power lines, over power lines that are on the road. It's crazy. And we didn't get it nearly
Probably
as
don't
bad
want to
as,
do that, Aaron. Just to make sure you know that.
yeah, well,
Sounds
I mean,
dangerous.
I felt safe in the car because they're like rubber tires and whatever. I'm like, whatever. But
His car was getting charged.
exactly. It's an electric car. So I'm like, if I drive over, I'm, yeah.
Look at that. We're fully charged, baby.
And we're like,
Speaking of North Carolina, I'm talking with Lion Energy right now to haul some portable battery chargers out there for some folks. I was
right
just talking with Ryan and yeah. So we're trying to figure out how to get out there, trying to see if we can get like a contingency of people to where like I can drive like a big truck and a trailer out to their Atlanta warehouse.
I tell you what, get in touch with North Carolina SEA, so NCSEA. They are working with a nonprofit organization up there to try and get materials to them. They're looking for solar materials, generators, whatever else. And they're working with a local CED to try and pick things up and transport them and stuff like that. So I'm giving them a bunch of, if we can get them there, I'm giving them a bunch of solar panels and stuff that I have. But get in touch with them. NCCA, they would be able to help you get in touch with the right people that can transport stuff up to that area.
Oh no, I'm looking to transport it myself somehow. Like I was talking to them, trying to get their Sanctuary battery. That's a standalone battery system for the home. Plus, they have their whole portable generator line. I'm not trying to do a line plug at all, but we're just talking about North Carolina. I just felt like the need to want to do something, but me by myself can only do so much. But with people out not having power, a portable generator with the portable solar panels would seem like a great fit. And I have such a good relationship with those guys. So we're trying to do something ASAP and come up with something that can either companies can buy so many and then they might match it, or we go out there and hand them out, or possibly even sell them at a very discounted price or at cost. So yeah. If anyone's got any ideas, I'm all ears.
Yeah, if you want to shoot me an email or something, for sure I can try and connect you with the right people. It's a mess up there. So we've had, since the storm, I said this kind of at the beginning of the call when there was just a couple of us here, but since the storm, our phone's been ringing off the hook with people wanting solar and storage and everything else. But the people that are calling us are from all up through Georgia, South Carolina, parts of North Carolina, but Western North Carolina, the part that we're talking about right now, like Asheville and around that area, they're not calling us because they don't have fucking phones.
They don't have houses.
They have nothing. They don't have water. They don't have food. They may not even be alive. I mean, it's so bad up there. It's terrible.
Well, I don't even know how much of it is true, but you saw that post, that Twitter that Elon did, that FEMA stopping them from deploying the Starlink out there for folks.
Yeah.
What is FEMA?
What's the Aaron? When it hit that area, what was it? Was it still a 1 or 2, or is it just tons of rain?
I don't even know. I think honestly, it might have been a tropical storm or a Cat 1 by the time it got to us. But holy crap! If this is a tropical storm or a Cat 1, I can't even imagine what a Cat 3 or 4 or 5 might be. Yeah. It blows my mind, the destruction. I've never seen anything like it. It's just. It's just absolute carnage. I tried to get to my office on Friday morning and I could not. Every single road I tried was blocked by massive fallen trees. It was crazy. Yeah,
that was her. Michael was 2018, and that literally went over the house we live in now. But we didn't live here then. We moved here in 2021. And then since then it's hit twice, and like it's going right at us. A tropical storm went right, like know how it shows a line? You guys ever follow on the maps, the weather maps that show the line of the hurricane?
Yeah.
The only thing that went over our house since we've been here is a tropical storm. And I kid you not, I looked at it and I was zooming in to see, and that line went over our home.
Wow.
I was like, what the hell's this? I didn't do anything wrong, I promise. But like but this time it missed us. Like it was, you know how it'll wobble. It was like the projection was towards where we are at. We're about an hour inland, but even then, you're getting the front of the storm by the time we start feeling the wind and the rain about 3 hours before the eye of the storm makes landfall. So like we're already feeling it, you know. And then it like it was already wobbling over to the east of us. So it missed, like we got nothing, almost nothing happened. It's just a ton of rain and a little bit of wind, but just constant rain. But we're in Florida, so there is no real flooding.
You're in Florida?
Inland. So like obviously there's a surge of flooding. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just inland. Like you know, it soaks up in 3 hours. It just is done. Just soaks up. So it's kind of weird because.
Oh, go ahead. I thought you were done. I was just gonna be
I'm done.
stupid. I was gonna say, speaking of crazy weather, it hit 64 degrees last night here in San Diego.
Oh my God, are you guys okay?
What does that mean? None of us from the rest.
Did they shut the city down?
Do I need to send blankets?
Please.
Yeah.
Well, we're going from 100 degrees down to 55 at night. Like it's a huge.
Whoa.
Here, like my air conditioning just kicked on, and it's like it's very pleasant outside right now, but it's 95, 100 degrees. Like it's crazy how hot it is right now here. Where are you, Joe? Are you in Sacramento? Where?
Yeah, Sacramento. I'm in Elk Grove, actually.
Dude, you still live up there? Like, why? Like, there's other parts of the U.S. Like,
yeah, family's got you. You gotta stay by family. You know how it is.
Just move the family with you. You don't have to like move apart from them. Take them with you.
He's got a big family.
I tried it. Didn't work out too good.
You can't pick them up.
Joe, I have a story. Joe, I have a story for you. I was in Virginia this week. I got an Uber, and my Uber driver was from Afghanistan, and solar. He's like, what do you do and stuff? And I said I'm in the solar business, and he said solar is really big in Afghanistan. It's like it's everywhere. All the homes have it and everything else. He said, yeah, your typical 3-bedroom home can get like solar and a battery backup to charge the home for like $500. I'm like, what the fuck?
Where is it?
That's amazing. We should open
what's
up
the normal
Afghanistan
electric
office
out there?
You want the same deal, Aaron. You want the same deal.
You want the same deal? Joe, my friend, I'll give you the best deal I possibly can, but it's gonna be $500. I was like blown away. Like it's crazy how expensive solar is here. It shouldn't, like, solar is more expensive in the US than it is anywhere else in the world.
Solar
it's so
is not
ridiculous.
Solar is not that expensive. Everything else makes it expensive.
Well, that's what I'm saying. To go solar, like everything.
But more about Afghanistan. Can we open up an office and get like ballistic vests as part of our swag that we get?
That's
a good
hometown.
Do we get like metal jacket like helmets and stuff like that to like go door knocking?
You guys know Joe's from Afghanistan, right? Or his parents are.
Yeah, Joe, like you got the plug, dude. Like get us in there.
Oh, Joe.
Let's do it.
Get us our master on record. Let's go.
Casey, it's like $500 for a full home.
You gotta wear a different outfit though, Casey. You gotta change your outfit.
Casey already sells it for $500. You don't know about his hookup in Texas, bro? He's got batteries,
dude. $500 and get you the Afghanistan special.
we all seen the AS around here, dude. We know the Afghanistan special, dude. Actually, speaking of Ubers, Joe, last time I was in Sacramento, dude. We took an Uber with that rapper.
Bro, that's unforgettable.
My God, dude, that was hilarious.
What?
You get a social media in a car with a guy that claims to be a rapper, and Joe, you tell the story, man. It was a good time.
Yeah, we like prove it to us. So we actually put it like live on Instagram, and he actually started rapping and crushed it, freestyling. I was like,
really?
damn, rapping.
Was it that
Uber
Daniel
driver.
Mack guy
No,
Harry
Harry
Mack?
Mack.
or Henry
Oh,
Mack?
dude,
Harry
Harry
Mack.
Mack's the goat, bro. No one's better
Harry
than
Mack's
Mack.
badass.
Isn't he in Vegas or where's he at? New York?
California, LA.
LA area.
Dude, you should bring him out to like SolarCon and just have him like rap for everybody.
Yeah, he's in New Zealand right now, Australia. He's doing a tour.
We don't know
That's
anyone
awesome.
from New Zealand, but I know Aaron from Canada. Is that near New Zealand?
That's close. It's close. It's just across the land border. Yeah.
Casey, you can see the people that are on like a meat and cheese, like no carb diet, are both chewing gum. we're right here doing sugar alcohol, like chewing, feeling good. Everyone else can eat real food.
It's less than 5 calories, so I'm good.
I'm same. I'm right here with you, bro.
Casey, you've been dropping some weight, working out. Like, been looking good, Doc.
Yeah, this was a year that with, on my side, I don't know. I speak a lot about this because I literally get like the comments like day in and day out, and I appreciate them and I'm grateful for them. But like, the deeper meaning of everything was just with everything declining like on my end out of the blue, I was trying to like grasp onto something that was controllable. And the only thing that I figured was controllable was myself and my actions and what I could do. And, I was coming into my 39th birthday. I just turned 39 back in August 15th. And I was really just adamant about not having the greatest, what I felt to me, not in my opinion of myself, the greatest health possible going into my 40s. And I didn't want to wait till I was 40 to make it happen. I wanted to do it now so I can develop the good habits and stuff like that. So I started doing long-term fasting back in December. I was like 185, pushing like 188. And I did my first long-term fast in December. I did another one in January, and then another one in February. And so I had dropped all the way down to like 157, just doing long-term fasting, not even working out, and just eating home-cooked meals and stopped eating out anything processed. And then I started seeing like the weight loss, and I got really motivated, and I jumped on. I started working out twice a day just because I felt like it. And again, it was something I could grasp onto, right? It was like, if I can't control my business any more than it can control me, then I'm at least going to control my actions and what I can do. And so my health was like number one, like working out, getting as fit as I can be for a 39-year-old about to turn 39, and just reinventing myself. I feel like as business owners, we're constantly reinventing ourselves, but I never reinvented myself in a physical way of how I look, or even in a mental way of how I think about my daily habits. Always in a mental way of how I thought about business or family and what I wanted to do. But like, this has just been a completely like 180 freaking miscongeniality, like makeover for me. Right. And it's really just steered me in the right direction. It's given me more clarity and focus. And fast forward to May of this same year, I jumped on 75 hard. So I was like, what's like the most extreme thing that I could do to really take it over the edge? And Andy Frisella's 75 hard program. I've had a lot of friends fail it. They tried it 5 times. They finally did it, and they always felt great on it. And I always just wonder what's so hard about it. And I did it. I gained some weight before I started. I went from 157 to 163. I got all the way down to 151 during 75 hard, but I gained a lot of muscle mass. I completely changed my eating habits. So I eat like what I consider is like a dirty carnivore diet, where it's like some plant-based mixed with a shit ton of animal-based. So I eat like, anywhere between 8 to 10 eggs a day. I try to eat anywhere between 1 pound to 2 pounds of meat a day. And I don't really like count any macros. I don't count calories. I just focus on high protein. And it's just completely like changed like everything about me. Like even just like my focus on business has changed, and where business is like now steadily going up. I feel like it wouldn't even be like that if I hadn't changed who I am at the core. And I feel like this is what it's like done for me. And so like I ended 75 hard July 29th, passed it. Amazing. Felt great. I read 6 books, the most books I'd ever read in like the last 10 years. Right. So like, I'm just like, I felt like freaking, that one, what's that one Disney character with like the big brain that's like a villain or whatever. Like I just felt like all this knowledge in my brain. And I had a month off for my birthday. I was like, all right, I said I was going to do it for my birthday. And then those 42 days I had off, I felt like I was trending backwards. I felt like I had developed the habits, but they weren't cemented in me, even after 75 days. And so I jumped back on 75 hard. I started at September 9th, and I'm on day 26 right now. And it's just, looking at it from a 30,000 foot view, this is like the change I needed to happen, not only for myself, but also for me to like keep on reinventing myself as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, which we constantly do, whether it's out of necessity or it's out of just us wanting to like do like the next best thing. But like, if I didn't focus on myself and actually do stuff for myself rather than for the business or for my family or for my friends or whoever it was at the time, like, I don't think I would be starting to see as much success as I am now, even though it's very small and incremental, because I wasn't willing to change before who I was. And I feel through the daily habits that I'm developing, just the way that I'm eating, the workouts that I'm doing, like everything all around encompasses everything about me to be better, strive for better, and have focus and more visions. I'm dreaming about like how I'm going to accomplish the next day. Like I've never been more laser focused on what I want, not only in life and business, but like also like in my marriage, like, like with my son, like everything. It's like completely changed me now. I recommend anyone eating right, eating high proteins, eating more animal based than I recommend anyone just at least working out and developing that into your daily habits or weekly habits. Reading the books has been like amazing. And everyone reads books, but like, are you consistently like reading? Are you dropping it on Monday and picking it up on Friday? Or are you like doing it every day? Right. There's just so many things that like, oh my God, I could go on and on and on about it, but I'm just saying, thank you for noticing. But it's more than just dropping the weight. It has been like almost like a full transformation to take me to KC 3.0.
Yeah, when you get your business healthy again, when it gets back up to where you were, because of that mentality, I have a strong feeling you're just gonna skyrocket right past wherever you've been previously. You're gonna create a new top level. What's the word I'm looking for? You're gonna outdo what
that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to do, honestly, Jay. Guys, I'm trying to get like way up here.
If you ever fall off again, I'll remind you what you just said, Casey. So I got that all recorded. So I'll play right back to you. So
dude,
now you can't fall off.
Someone get Casey off of this. We give him 2 more weeks of this. He's going to be Andy Elliott.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to fire myself if I don't have a fucking six pack, bro. Like shit.
He's going to start swearing. He's like, right here, he was super nice. He's like, I highly recommend that people work out. Pretty soon, he's going to be like, go fucking work out. Go.
Yeah, I'm scared. Next time I see Casey's gonna be like, Joe, take your shirt off right now. I'm like, no, bro.
I mean, I'm not really like affording hostage tape right now, but I've been wearing masking tape, over my nose, like throughout the house.
One step,
duct tape.
you're step away, bro.
Baby steps. I'm just wearing duct tape right here, putting it over my mouth. Don't recommend going to sleep with it over your mouth, but definitely get hostage tape for that.
You're making fun of it right now, Casey, but you're going to be a true believer soon. Watch.
There's 2 ways you could have gone. When you lose that control, you're like, I just want to be in control of something. That's one way to go. The way that I go is I just try to get more high than I have before. I'm like,
how much gallon of ice cream?
How much higher can I get?
Tastes so good.
But I will tell you this, like my mentality is to like fuck shit up and change the game. More than it's already been changed by a lot of like top level leaders. I just have this mentality. I have these visions and goals that are like literally like starting to like align and everything. And I feel like because of what I'm doing personally, like with my own health journey, it's because of that, it's given me more focus and drive to accomplish it, because now I feel younger and healthier. I don't know how many meetings I've been to lately, because now I shaved the beard. I'm clean shaven.
You look
and young. Everyone says I've shaved 10 years off, not literally shaved 10 years off, but because of like the way I eat and my skin and everything, it just looks better. But like I've gone to like recruiting seminars recently to recruit, 22, 25-year-olds, and the way that I'm talking, they're like, golly, man, this 27-year-old has this shit together. I'm like, yeah, so I just like turned 39. They're like, holy fuck, what? So it's always nice getting those like reactions.
Props to you, my man.
I'm just trying, man.
We can compare and contrast. Casey and I are exactly the same age.
Jamie, are you still, dude? Props to you, Casey. That's badass, man. It is inspirational for sure. Jamie, are you still consulting people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like in what manner? Yes, I am consulting, but in
I
some.
know. I think I saw a post or something someone did, and then they asked if you consult or mentor, and you said yeah. I didn't know you were still doing that. How's it going? What do you primarily do? Like marketing mostly?
I hate the fact that I'm like this, but I'm kind of, like a jack of all trades, which really sucks. And it's good, but it sucks at the same time. And I think Brent could probably maybe relate a little tiny bit to this, but it goes back to I want to help people solve problems. My like before I got into solar, I was in aviation. I worked for Boeing. I was in the aviation industry. So I have corporate background, and yeah, that's my background.
I don't know if everybody knows, Jamie, your first deals was Jamie actually was a referrer. She wasn't even in solar industry. She was referring deals. Her first 10 deals she referred to a company. She referred like 10 deals to a company. They closed like 6 or 7 or something crazy, and they kept almost all the commission. And Jamie said, "No more. I'm not going to give her referrals anymore."
Because I didn't know what I didn't know at the time, So, but no, like I consult small businesses. Like solar's been a little on the slow side here in in California. I think. Oh, you're so funny. My daughter's coming in. She wants a Roblox skin app, and it's a free trial, but it's only 3 days. But anyways, she's bringing her money in from what?
Oh, that's so sweet.
$5.
Oh, I've been there. I get it.
Who has their tooth fairy pay their kids $5 per tooth?
I have my kids here as well.
Tooth
I
fairy.
thought it was 20.
That's literally his kid.
Shush, I'm going to mute you.
A nickel, Jamie.
I got teeth to spare.
Oh.
I heard a rumor that with Tooth Fairy, they don't even just leave money anymore. That the tooth becomes a star in the sky.
Oh,
I learned
love
that
that.
recently. Nicole taught that to me, Brighton's mom.
That's a good one.
Okay, free trial, Kira. Free trial for 3 days. And then
You should try like leaving some dentures under their pillow and see what happens.
Pay the money. Yeah, put your money away. Okay, hold on, guys. I have to do some mommy things right now.
Some momming.
Okay, there you go.
For a minute there, that angle, if you keep that angle right there, Jamie, it literally looks like you're flying in a high-end, like, private jet. And so we should just ask you, because there's this light, like, right there, and then it's almost like a wood backing to your nice seat in the jet.
That would be cool. Like,
what makes you think she's not?
We could pretend. We could just act like it.
Yeah.
That'd be cool to stage that, and then she randomly has like some arm come in and like put a drink down by her. And
Yeah.
snack tray.
You look up a little bit and say, "Thank you very much. Thank you."
Well, being in the aviation industry, I worked in flight training, so I flew all the simulators and landed them, and they wanted me to become a pilot and get my pilot's license and then do like ground training at the Boeing company. I'm like, that is so not legit. Like, I mean, I could have done it, but I had never flown a single engine airplane ever in my life. Like, why? How would you anyways, I worked with some of the best of pilots and whatnot. So I got really used to flying and traveling first class, thing and all the things, and I gave that all up for marriage and children. I'm grateful. I like it. I don't miss the travel actually, but
that sounds like Jake got used to first class and all the luxuries as well.
Yeah, I just tell everyone my last name is Hess, so
I'm sorry.
No,
Slapped around.
It's hard to go back. It is hard. It's a hard
It
thing.
is. It is. It's rough.
You guys. So you know how you earn points or whatever. I usually fly Delta, so I'll do that. And one of the last year we flew, and I got first class. And I didn't tell Christy, and I sat down before her, and she kept walking. It was so good. It was so good. She kept walking back. She's all, really? I'm all, yep. And then she kept walking, and the dude that I sat next to, he's all, dude, you're gonna be in the doghouse for a while. I was like, I'm good.
It's worth it. It's worth
The
it.
doghouse has Fred.
Christy,
So.
Christy is a super good sport. She was cute about it. She's all, I don't care. I always get my own row, and she's 80% of the time somehow she figures out how to get her own damn row, and she's just back there with her leg up and just like chilling.
That's awesome.
So she always pulls
love
it off. But
Christy.
yes, that reminded me of that. I forgot about that. I was like, I just hurried and sat down and just looked up at her. It's like, hi.
That's so horrible, dude. Oh, sounds like I
was
would
good.
react worse than her. I'd be like, "Fuck no, get your ass up."
Yeah.
Casey, where the hell did
Chase
you go
walked
eat,
past.
dude?
That's funny.
Casey, where'd you go eat? Like you're still driving?
Yeah, I got like a 2-hour drive home, man.
What?
He was talking about his commute earlier, like where he was bouncing around to different places, and so
Yeah.
now he's on his way
Oh,
home.
I didn't think that was tonight. I thought you went to a restaurant tonight or something.
I did go to a restaurant. I sat down and ate because I was like, I don't want to eat on the road like a heathen. And
Gotcha.
yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. And
Well,
then
my friends,
So
I'm
Jake,
gonna sign off.
I was going to say, just to answer your question, sometimes I'll consult small businesses when it comes to software systems and automations and processes. Like I'm doing that now. It's kind of one of those things that has finally is starting to get some traction. But I was in
Good.
the fire, and I felt really compelled to help Maui-based businesses. And I don't know where I even posted something, but this gal connected with me, and she's actually from Southern California, and she needs to relaunch her business and rebrand it and get the website up and get the courses created, do all the things. And then she's got a network in Maui with all the people. So there's a part of me that wants to give back to Maui and help them grow and build based off of the tragedy that happened to them, and the response of the government, like what's happening in North Carolina, Florida, South Carolina, Georgia. So it's just, so when I can help a small business out, I will, like in setting all that stuff up. And so that's why I am kind of this jack of all, Jill of all trades or whatnot. So I have a heavy business background, marketing and, and sales. Like Joe knows, like after that, I just started self-generating and closing my own deals. And I never thought I'd be in sales. That's just the thing. But I love sales, like at the end of the day, because I'm helping people. So, yeah, I will say yes if I think I can help. If I don't think I can help, I will refer out. That's just, I feel like that's a good thing to do in life, and not to over. I am one that if I will get shit done when not the load is heavy, but you ask somebody who's not busy to get something done, they're not going to get it done, I think. But you give someone who can delegate or manage or just get it done, they're going to get it done. And so that's why I'm a crazy woman who has 3 kids that I'm homeschooling and
What?
I know I'm homeschooling my kids and doing sales. My husband's incredible. He's working late tonight. He has a retirement party he's at, but he's very supportive. So if I do in-person sales consultations, I'll do it in the evenings, and that's best for most homeowners. I just got reached out to by a commercial installer who has asked me if I want to partner with them in going out and starting to sell to businesses EV car chargers, goes in with commercial solar. So
I'll talk to you, Jamie, about that.
to go that route rather than residential, because residential has made my hair go gray, and I'm probably older than all I don't know if I'm older than all of you, but I might be older than all of you on this panel or on this live stream. But
I don't think you're older than me.
I'm older than you. I might be.
I don't think you are.
You don't think so?
Aaron's 24.
You're definitely not older
23.
than 24.
You're so nice, guys. You're so
Aaron,
nice.
how old are you?
How old am I?
Yeah.
I am 49.
Okay, you beat.
Ooh, you just
I'm
beat
not
me.
that far behind though, but
Aaron is Gandalf since he's from New Zealand.
Pretty much. Yep.
Jamie, I can't believe you homeschool and
Get
do all
off
of
the
that.
gray.
yeah, I mean, it's a weird. Thankfully it lends to me being able to do all of, like, I've managed to do it, and that's where I said if I can't help, if I say if I can't do it, I will say no. Like, I know my limits,
Yeah.
but I feel like, I don't know, I invested time and money and for knowledge, and I want to share it if I can share it and help other people. I know it's crazy, but it's just who I am, and you know, yeah.
Yeah.
I have to pick and choose though what I want to do, but the residential stuff, like, it has made my hair gray. It hasn't been my kids. It's been residential solar.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
I'm grateful for it, but like, I was just handed a list of like churches and other businesses to contact, and start out, and then
Well,
people,
that's normal. Everyone gets handed lists of businesses to go help.
right?
Yeah, we're
But
all used to it.
yeah, but I don't cold call, and so this will be a good thing for me to, like, try cold calling. But I also have a lot of businesses that probably are going to be chargers on their like with their parking lots and
That's
everything.
cool.
So,
Yeah, Joe's doing that too.
Yeah.
oh,
You guys can chat.
to talk, because
Yeah.
it's like, not, hey, it's almost like they're saying, I need those, just please install. We'll pay, just give us get us the chargers, kind of a thing, which
No,
then
that's it.
commercial solar.
Well, my friends,
That's
I'm
it.
signing off. You guys can all stay on, but I'm
Yeah, we're all
signing
gonna
off.
sign. We're all signing off right now. It's a good time. I think it
Oh,
was a good Friday night talk, everybody. Appreciate you guys. We gotta do this again next week. Brent's gonna do cigar talk, so we'll get on next
yes.
Friday with
I'll be
Brent.
on that one, Brent.
Wait,
Yeah.
What's that?
when is SolarCon?
April.
SolarCon is
April.
gonna be April 15th, 16th, to 17th in Vegas. Let's go.
So I can come because
Yes, I
Whoa.
made sure. I know you have an birthday
I
baby.
have a birthday baby, and then yeah, my daughter's birthday is on the 19th of April, so I can come this
You
year.
can do it.
It's a week before Earth Day, just for you,
And
Jamie.
you never thought to get one of your kids a gift for their birthday on Earth Day, a SolarCon ticket? What?
Well,
That's what I was telling her.
If only we do someone that could market it better, like maybe like a Brent Attaway or something. We could.
Well, if it was
That's hilarious.
friendly,
They got Sean, actually. Sean kicks ass.
Oh, Jamie, before you go, right before the high level summit, they're going to do the services summit in Austin. You should come a couple days early. Go on the 19th to Austin. I'll get you a free ticket.
I will try, and I just got a notification that I have a free hotel night stay with the Hyatt. So if I can get that,
Nice.
change my ticket, I might do that.
With her Boeing.
I'm
With her
gonna
Boeing rides.
one up Joe
Yeah.
here. I'll meet you in person if you come.
Oh my goodness!
There you go.
It's
Oh,
what
so
everyone
nice.
always wants. They want to talk to the ninja with the blue hair that
Yes.
talks about nothing.
No,
Aaron,
I
Yeah.
did so much for Boeing that I did get a round trip ticket to Sydney, Australia, and back out of Seattle. So that gives you an idea.
oh wow.
Nice.
And I have been
That's
to
crazy.
Aaron's hometown.
Aaron, I hope you can get out of that apocalypse here soon.
Oh yeah, everything's fine here now. I mean, yeah, the storm's long gone. Now it's just like cleaning shit up. Yeah,
How
Yeah.
long do you think it's gonna
It
take?
takes a while.
Yeah,
it's gonna take a while. Yeah.
It'll take a couple of years when it comes to those areas that got flooded and stuff.
Yeah,
That's not
yeah.
gonna be
Up in
normal
North
for a very
Carolina,
long
yeah,
time.
it's
Yeah.
gonna take a long time up there. Down here, it's just like chopping some trees up, putting some poles back up. It'll be fine. But yeah, North Carolina, that's gonna be a long time. Asheville is basically gone. I don't know if you realize that.
Yeah.
Asheville is
Yeah.
basically washed into the ocean.
Super sad.
Yeah.
I walked in the room
On
the
that
other day and
note,
Chrissy
yeah.
was just crying, watching the phone.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah.
All right,
Well,
my
okay,
friends.
cool.
See you later.
Bye,
Good chatting
guys.
with you.
Hey guys, good to see
See you
y'all
next
Have a good
week,
one.
Brent.
Radio.
Friday night.
next week.
Next week, cigar talk. Peace.
See you
well,
guys.